Welcome to HERcast with Dr. Chito. In this episode, Unstoppable, How to Turn Bold Visions into Reality, we are thrilled to welcome the phenomenal Dr. Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi, Mandate Secretary of the FCT Women's Affairs Secretariat. Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi, DBL, because she's a brand, is a powerhouse, an advocate for women, a media trailblazer, and the visionary behind initiatives like the Dream Girls Project, inspiring young girls to aim for greatness. With a career spanning media, entrepreneurship, and public service, she's proof that bold dreams can become transformative realities. So get ready to be inspired by her journey and discover the keys to unlocking your unstoppable potential. I am excited, so be inspired. Dr. Dayo, as I said, I have many names because I'm going to struggle here a little bit because I call her sister, my big sisters, I call her Sister Dayo, but she's also Pastor Dayo, she's Dr. Dayo, she's many things, Auntie Dayo, Grandma It's such a pleasure and honor to have you here finally. I have to add the word finally. You know, now I think we've been baptized. I'm ready to go, and it's just a pleasure. I'm such an honor to have you here.
And I'm
Thank
just
you so much.
tickled pink, happy, and honestly so ready for this, in the sense that you've really invested so much in just becoming the phenomenal Dr. Chito. Everybody, please help me celebrate the phenomenal Dr. Chito. And just that total expression of a woman going for her dreams and going with that unstoppable force of believing in herself, in her dreams, and in the legacy that she's creating. So every one of us, online, watching, in studio, we celebrate you, Chito.
Oh, I should be celebrating you.
We're celebrating each other. So, we're celebrating each other. Actually, women, celebrate you and celebrate the next woman to you.
Yes.
Celebrate the woman who's not born but will be birthed by you or by your dream. You know, everyone's dream is a womb for another woman's birth into her dream. So, let me wait for the questions.
You know, when this title came to me, Unstoppable, I thought about you because when I said unstoppable, I know that you've done things that even where there are barriers, you push through them or break through them or even create new ceilings, like you said. It's not about breaking through the ceilings, you create new ceilings. And that's why I know that when I did talk how to turn bold visions into reality, I knew that you're the one person that can inspire women to know that they're unstoppable.
Amen.
And I want to ask you, what inspired you to dream big and pursue such bold visions throughout your career? You can see you did different things. What inspired you?
You know, inspiration. Job 32, it talks about how the inspiration of the Almighty gives understanding. And I'm not just saying that from an expression of being religious or religion, but from a place of experiential reality. It's a dynamic that has kept me going. I'm a woman of faith, and faith has brought me thus far and has kept me going with the dreams I dream, with the inspiration, with vision. You know, vision is a product of the idea that is birthed from the dream place, from the desire that you're pushing to. And like I say, when you have the vision, when you catch it, write it, make it plain, so that those who read it will run with it.
Yeah.
So vision as a vision board is you. And everything that you are writing on that board, in pursuing your dreams, if one advances confidently in the direction of her dreams, his dreams, she will emerge, she will become the expression of a life that she has imagined in common hours. That's Henry Thoreau. I've just kind of rephrased it. But it's become my life expression and the illustration of how I run with vision. Running with vision is always about a revision, revisiting the place of the idea in the first place. So, well, thank you so much for the for saying that I'm the one person you thought of when you came with the word unstoppable. Because for me, our enterprise, my husband and I, and now our children, Doxa,
Yes.
has as our mantra unstoppable, unbeatable, diversified.
You see? Wow.
And for us, that is how many years going now? Ooh. I think it's about, I don't even know how many years, like 20, 21.
Wow.
And it's a sing-song thing, unstoppable, unbeatable, diversified.
Yeah.
Doxa FM. Doxa FM hasn't even come up yet. It's still a radio station, but that's the message: unstoppable, unbeatable, and diversifying. So, I'm not just one. I'm one of a number. And every one of us can choose to be a number within that rank and file of numbers who are of women running with their dreams becoming innovative enterprises and just aspirations. There was something you said about me being in what you talked about: media, entrepreneurship, public service. One you missed out was politics.
That's politics.
Exactly.
Politics.
And for me, it's about pivot. A woman who becomes the woman of her dreams by vision must be a woman who is not afraid to pivot. And I become like the madame of pivoting, because I find myself becoming the expression of dynamics and possibilities that I never imagined. I find myself in places speaking by speakership, whether it's from emceeing to inspirational, motivational representation, to preaching, to ministering in song, doing my jazz, or just a poem, but always finding something out of literally nothing. Well, I won't call it nothing. Being able to turn what is ordinary. I refuse to be mundane. In the place of any opportunity, I run with my all. That
is very important to emphasize.
My
very important to emphasize.
I do not do things casually. I'm always causal.
Yes.
And then I don't do things. Some have been trained by the expression of my personal inspiration and integrity, not to do things for the applause. Yes, I'd like the applause. I like people to appreciate, validate, and extend to me, beyond the courtesy, another opportunity of giving a higher expression of my best ultimate self. But different things happen with different people, different exposure. So I've just learned along the way not to expect the applause, but just to do it for the integrity of legacy. Because one day, what someone refused, ignored, or chose not to applaud, to snub, someone is going to come along and say, you know what, she did do that, And the other thing is, in the place of also confronting challenges like imposter syndrome, coming through self-limiting beliefs, things like that. Bible says, when you compare yourself with others, you are not wise. I've been unwise. I've compared myself. I felt I'm not worthy, or I don't qualify, or you're going to find out I'm not actually that smart. But then I've realized over time that, you know what, Dayo, you are that smart.
Yes.
You are smart enough to be courageous, to want to make the difference in your time, in the lives of people. I love people. I love nature. I love animals. I love beauty. I love excellence.
You definitely love creativity.
Oh, definitely.
That's like your core.
I'm core. I'm in creativity, Madame Creative and Prima Donna. That for me is great. I mean, look at this. This is by Adre Teams, and I didn't. When I say that I'm advertising, I'm not advertising. I'm actually celebrating. I met this young man in the foyer of the Transcorp Hilton, and he was just there, and we got talking, and I found out he was into Adire, and I found out he had never been to Abeokuta, to my own homestead and my hearth, where Adire was birthed.
Yes.
And I took him to Abeokuta. And today, I mean, Ebuka Museum is just an incredible Adirepreneur. And from Adire meeting Tony Lumelu, going to NIPS, he goes around the world, he owns his own factory, and it's just purely inspirational. And, you know, look at that, look at what's happening. And, you know, Adire fashion now has become a global statement.
Yes.
Of iconic, simple, elegant,
top designers
African fashion. Yes, everywhere. So I mean, you look at it and the material breeds the finishing and all of that, and that's great.
There's actually a museum in Richmond, Virginia, that has the whole Abeokuta where the Adire started.
Incredible.
You won't believe it. Go in there, you just see everything in a museum in Richmond.
And you know, for me, when I was doing politics, that became my Sinquanon look. My Adire, Oleku, what they call it, Buba and Rapper. And,
yes.
And you know, you have those looks, and it's couture in simplicity, in our own organic African expression, style, femininity, and uniqueness. And so, yeah, creativity is what you have the authentic confidence to profile, to show.
True.
You know,
true.
I mean, you know, I've just found that it's all of that and so much more.
All right. Now, there's one thing about the journey. You said about writing down the vision, then moving with it. And I know that even from your journey, from even, yes, media, but also entrepreneurship, well, entrepreneurship for sure, but definitely in politics, there's times that you meet very significant challenges that I don't know what happens to you, but where it happens to me, where you're thinking, am I going to do this? Am I in the right, this is the right thing for me? Can I really get to the end where I see it? How do you stay committed to your goals? Because some challenges make you rock. So it gives you this like, I can't do this. And I know there's a lot of times that people, you know, I always tell people sometimes when you're in that moment, it could be the time you're nearest to your breakout. I always feel sometimes that's what keeps me going. Whether it's true or not, I just keep on feeling I'm almost there. I'm getting to where I'm going. But sometimes the challenges in our climate could be so significant that how do you stay committed to your goals in spite of those kind of challenges?
Desiderata, to thine own self be true. The truth is what frees us. The real journey of every challenge and every life, the Challenger voyage into what was that? We used to watch it then, 1999, something like, you know, the future. And it's the journey within. Where am I, within me, where am I starting from? How did I get up to start going? The little frightened girl, the lonely girl, the girl who thought she was too ugly to be liked, and grew up believing she was ugly until she found out she was beautiful. She is beautiful. And my greatest inspiration when I think back to a lot of things is me seeing how I grew up from that place, that girl, to becoming the girl I still am, and looking to the girl I pray to leave the world with. You understand that legacy girl.
Yes.
Because what I always say is never lose the girl in you. Never let that girl die.
Yes.
That girl will always be with me as she was when I was 7 to 17 to 27 to 57 to 70 to 97 to 7 eons and, you know, generations. May I always be that great grandma Dayo that they will all, wow, you know, that was who she was and or who she is. And so it's those significant times have come. I mean, I'm the last person I expected to find in politics. I won't say I'm the last person I expected to find in public service, but having what I've found coming into it, not knowing I was going to come into it like this, like that, you know, is a resilience in me I didn't know was in me. It's not about being tough. I don't want to call myself tough. Let me just call myself good toffee. You know, Toffee's got this yummy. He's got this pull. It's got this thing in it. It's the right kind of texture. I didn't know I had this toffee texture in me, like I found
toffee.
in me. I didn't know I had this kind of resilient wholesomeness.
Yeah.
And many times you're right. You get to that place where, really, in the place of I don't know how people do without God.
Yes.
Because without God, I have no gravitas. My gravitas is God. It's the fact that I've come to realize that wherever my grandstanding gets in life, with anyone or with any situation, with any circumstance, with any scenario, I've got God. So when everything seemingly collapses around me, is about to crash in, I crash into the God thing in me. I found him, he found me, and I'm in there. I'm locked in. I hear that the pit bull, when he locks, that's why you have to shoot it.
Yeah.
Because nothing, it's its default setting. My default is God.
Yes.
I said, if I woke up tomorrow and to find out that God is a lie, I'll continue to live and die the lie. I'm one of those people that I don't have a choice. To have anything but God is to be completely wasted. So there's a God thing, there's a faith thing. There is the fact that I've come to the complete locked in mindset that there's another side to this. Whatever I'm journeying through, I'm coming through.
Yes.
I've come to realize that in the place of the breakdown, there is the breakthrough. There is the breakthrough.
Yes.
So when you reach the end, really, you've come to the place of emergence.
Yes.
You've come to the place of the pivot. You've come to that place. You've come to that place. There's an inflection.
Yes.
Now, the integrity in you is what is going to hold you through. When they say do it afraid, you're afraid. You're afraid. I'm afraid. So many times I have to brace myself through the fear. But I found that when I do, I fly. I walk on water. I come out with the most incredible reality. No one would ever believe I went in afraid. Because when you're looking at me, it's like, no, she can't. Everybody, Auntie Dayo is, she can just do this. She's so bold. She's so say, I'm doing it afraid. But people don't see my fear. All the people who know me and see it, are like, then they see me walk the tightrope. They see me do the crossover. And, like Esther said, if I die, I die. So if I'm going to die there, then let me die knowing I died doing that. The thing is also to deal with fear of death.
Okay.
I think I fear disgrace more than I fear death. May I not disgrace you, Chito?
Yeah.
May I not no? Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying.
For me, the real things that drive me in terms of integrity, inspiration, and innovation. May I die an inspiration. May I die the death of a blossom. Not, the greatest fear. May I not disgrace the name my father gave me.
Okay.
That I have become for my husband, for my children, for my generation. May the Lord preserve me by his grace. May his grace always be multiplied much more than an error, a situation, an association, anything that could implicate the good name of God in my life.
Can you share a moment? I know you have a moment in your head, but can you share a moment in your journey when you had not only to be bold, but to break through personal or those societal barriers? Because you said, okay, this is how you do it, but can you share an example of how you had to use this to break through?
Politics, being a Christian in North Central Nigeria, and being in a party and representing what the church was not, what the church of my nation was against. But I had to know that in me, I had an instruction that came with a conviction, not out of political aspiration, ambition, any negotiation, transaction, nothing. And I've done it twice. Crazy girl. But crazy like that, because the conviction, it when I think of it, it's only after going in and through it I realize that, what did you do? But I did. And it didn't make me popular. It didn't make people like me. No. But it was just the truth that I was journeying with. It wasn't comfortable. Not at all. Even my children at some point, with my second decision, where that we had 2 children for me and two children with me and 2 children were not with me. With my first outing in terms of political support, where I was, my husband wasn't with me. So, but he didn't stop me from being where I was, and it wasn't born out of my being an alpha woman or wife telling husband that no, I'm in complete submission. Amazingly, to most people, to my husband, what he wants is what I do. And in fact, it's what he wants that I am and I have become. Because he always said, you're a voice, you motivate. So my husband trained me, kind of coached me in the braggadocio, to be the voice that I have become. It's my husband. It's my husband who gave me the courage to stand. And I've always had the gift to be a voice, to speak, do all of that. But it's my husband who actually gave me the courage to be the woman that stands to minister, to preach, to have the comportment and the presentations that I have. He's always been that person who had the courage to look Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi in the eye. In fact, to look Dayo and say, I'm going to marry you, you're going to be my wife and the mother of my children. Yeah. And then you're going to be a businessman. No, and all that. Whatever my opinions are, my husband always, the other day I had my PA, he said, Daddy, Mom is 0. Daddy, what did she say? What did you say? 10 over 10, Mom is 0. I said, it's okay, no problem. Let me be the mugu. It's not a comfortable place to be. Even as a wife, let me be sincere with you. Even as Dayo, as an alpha woman, it's not. I'm an alpha woman married to an alpha man with alpha children. Oh my goodness. The Benjamins-Laniyi is a reality television show on our own, but really, 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 really. So none of these have been comfortable coming into anything. Is it working in the public service and having exposed? I've come from an unstructured, unhinged. I used to say I'm a disruptive, and so I say, stop calling yourself a disruption. You are not. You are a creative. You're innovative. And I'll say I'm a novice, and John says, I'm not a novice. You're a genius. Things you've done have not been done, and you've had to do that as a mandate secretary, for instance, a pioneer mandate secretary. No budget, no formal organogram. But literally, I've had to operate in a realm where I've called for the things that you see out of the things that are not seen. And still keep going. I'm working with civil servants. So it's not like I came with some kind of savvy technical team or some kind of budget. Well, my husband has always been my principal investment.
Investor.
My investor. Yes, not even my investment officer, just my investor. And he's taken incredible risks with me as his wife and as his investment. But I always, even in the place of his ministry, I'm his first fruit. So I'm saying all this just to say that it's, even I'm unbundling me, but I would say these are places I've taken incredible risks where it's not been popular to do. Even getting married to my husband, even coming to do my youth service in Abuja at a time when nobody was coming. Abuja was not a come-to place when I came here. It wasn't. It wasn't a destination. It wasn't. There was nothing popular about any of the decisions I made. Even when I was leaving, when I got born again, and the way I got born again, my dad, like, she's gone crazy. He said, just leave her, because if you do more than this, maybe she'll go completely mad. She'll end up in Arrow, as we will say, the mental home. But this is how many years on, 30 plus. I thank God. I'm still in the faith and very much committed to that. God made me a wife, a mother. Against the odds, nobody thought I could be a successful wife and mom and all of that. And I'm grateful to God.
You're even mom beyond your biological children.
Oh yes. Aren't we all? We're all called to be more than being mothers of biological children.
Yeah, there's a big thing that limits women. That I think, and men, because I've had this thing where people are saying, why are you always talking only about women?
Yes.
And I believe I'm for the human race. It's just that my work is working with women. But there's something, self-doubt. I always say that before you can move, you have to believe in yourself. And a lot of women, either by background or by what they're told, and that's why even in schools, I always say teachers play a huge role in building confidence in children as much as from the home and all that. How do women overcome this self-doubt that normally becomes an obstacle or becomes a limitation to them reaching their full potential? How to overcome this?
Dr. Chito, is not one answer. And every woman has to find her path of personal freedom. You got to find your wings. You find one, get the other one. Flutter before you fly. It's even for men. Everyone, you get to that place. And you see, the other thing, pride is not the answer. Developing an attitude, a bad attitude, being rude, being, none of these are the answer. You really have to find I don't know, it's like almost like it's what I do with my finger. It's almost like a molding. It's like a finding you. You must find you. You must be completely committed to finding you. Every day. I don't want to call it a battle, but it's a place you go to.
Yes.
And continue. It's organic. If you watch a tree having to grow around a rock, you understand there's a way in which it will grow.
Yes.
It's leadership is before you are led by anyone, you lead yourself. Self-leadership.
Well.
And then be led of the Spirit. Be led of your personal truth, your faith. You must be true. Like I said yesterday, to thine own self be true. Truth with you begins in you.
Yes.
The courage of your convictions takes courage. For a woman to move, you got to remove certain things. The motion is life force. Any organism that lives, that has life in it, has motion. It may not be easily perceived. You don't stay there and see a tree become a tree. But as you watch this, you watch these things, that's you becoming.
Becoming.
That's you becoming. It's something you give yourself to. That's why faith is something you give yourself to. Faith without works is dead. It's a seed that is like a dead seed because you never planted it. Because you never nurtured it. You must nurture yourself. You must nurture your pedigree to become who you are. in your distinct place of expression, of distinction, eventually you find life is not the titles, it's not the mantles, it's not the amount of money you put in there, it's not the grammar I speak. I mean, when I go to my grassroots room, we just they talk the thing as it be. The reality is experiential, is how you take the texture of your life and make it beautiful. Being you to the full expression of the best ultimate you, of reaching out in kindness to humanity. It says now churches are doing fasting, but God says, is this not the fast I have chosen, that you will deal your bread to the hungry, that you will feed, you will take care of the widow, the orphan, you will visit the ones in the hospital, in prison. This is fasting to God.
Yes.
It's not 100 days plan that you just deny yourself. It's that you invest in the humanity, the generation you have been called to, and your smileys aren't what you punch as an emoji from your phone. The smileys are what, when you lie down at night to sleep, come on your chest, because you know what you've given. You know how these hands, Chito, have saved women's lives in the theater. You know, it's, what do I give? What do I forgive? What do I let go of? What do I thrust myself in pursuit of? Which isn't just about me, because as we get older and golder, and it is not about being able to keep ourselves in, package your market, look good. We thank God for all of that, but honestly, how much good am I giving to my world? How much more good can I give without it being, let it be a gift, not something you exert yourself in either. Because I've had to learn that too. Just let it be something that we do, we breathe. I don't breathe everywhere. I'm breathing. I just, I have to remember that I'm breathing. To remember that I just took another breath to live. It's a journey, and we all have to learn to enjoy, to love ourselves, and things are going to happen to us. Things are going to hurt us.
Yes.
People are going to hurt us. People are going, not everybody's going to like me. It's that's life. So how do I choose to live? Do I choose to live as someone who doesn't like her because she doesn't like me? Who, I don't need to like you to respect you, and vice versa.
True.
But I do need to like me.
I think that's important.
I need to like me.
You need to like me.
So I need to like me. So there are going to be things I do that I don't like. So I'm going to have to learn to let go of the things I've done that I don't like about me. Just keep becoming. I don't say just working. So it's not, I'm working to be better. I don't even know. I don't know. But like I just believe, no matter how, we have questions you're asking. My husband has had me do, I believe I can fly. I've had to do it. I've done it a different version every time because it must come out as a message.
Yes.
And the first time I was attempting to do this song, or when I was preparing, rather, not attempting to do it, I remember I teared up thinking about R. Kelly and saying, he wrote this song. Where is he now? And all of that. And I found myself in that place of intercession for R. Kelly for a second chance. And then they tell me, and I saw it, then say it's AI. I said, even if it's AI, God, that it came out at the time that I was thinking about it. By AI, oh God, go and interview it. I mean, not interview, go and, please, Lord, do something for this life, for this soul. That's another conversation. Yes. Like, I want to believe that right now, he's in a journey. He's in a place. Well, we're all in different prisons in life. Prisons, Prisons, or prisms, Prisms, where you have different reflections of yourself in this cut glass, in the experiences that cut you. But there is a real you. Now, where is that real you? In the prism, Prism, or is it caught in the reflection of you looking at the prism? Because if you're in it, you're trapped. Yes. But if you're looking at it and it's catching you, then it's like It's like a diamond cut. You know, there are different things. It's like, it's that reflection. I think I'm getting a bit too philosophical now, but I don't know. You know, what I'm saying is life. I don't know when, you know, it's just a conversationalist, really. You understand? Amen. You know, because the pastor is about people. Now this is about me, the person. I know it brings you to a place of reflection. And really, 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 that's life. I look at you and what do I say? I'm here and I'm happy. I see Chito. I see this fulfillment. You know, all of us who are your personal people. There's a joy we're all getting just from watching you host this, do this.
Yeah.
It's like you extending yourself in a you that makes us happy for you. You understand?
Yes.
Something in there. You understand? So then there are people who say, who does she think she is? She just thinks she's just so, yeah.
So fly.
Yeah, she's fly. Girl, you're fly. We're all about to fly. So fly. Fly as Dr. Chito. Fly as Dr. Chito. I fly as Dr. Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi.
Yes.
And how did I become a doctor? Not from medical school, but just from the school of life. Working with the Dream Girls project and everything. And people from the UN watching me and saying, you know what? We'd like you to come to the UN. We're going to give you a doctorate. And at the end of the day, they gave me the doctorate, and President Biden signed the letter.
Wow.
Says well done.
Yes.
And then they gave me my what do you call it in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, yeah, that's life. That's me. That's my expression experientially. Investing in young girls of indigent backgrounds in a very humble government secondary school. But because of that, today, I look at the girls I'm in touch with from that school. They give me joy. And that's what legacy should do.
True. That brings me to my next question. What legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation of women leaders? Because you're obviously a woman who is a true leader. You've empowered countless women and youth. I mean, your work with youth, I always talk about it, that you attract the youth. and that's important for them to have people like you to look up to, because that's something that's lacking or hard to find in our time right now anyway. Or even having people that the youth want to speak to and look up to. So it's very rare. And so what occurs to me is, like, you're doing this work that, you know, in life sometimes we have to pass on, you know, to other people to do the work. There's like kind of a ripple effect. Someone working with you is being inspired and end up having their strength to do what you're doing again in some other place, that kind of thing. But generally, what legacy now do you hope to leave for that next generation of women leaders that are looking up to you now?
Inspiration, innovation, and integrity. These three I's. But I will inspire their fires. Innovation, that the courage to be innovative with yourself. What may not work here may work there. And if it doesn't, find what works. Innovate. Have the courage. It takes courage to innovate. To innovate. You. I always say, don't, they say, what they call it about the box. I say, never throw the box away. You never know when you need the box. You know, don't throw the box away. I like boxes. I like gift boxes.
I'm like that, things. Like myself.
You're like that.
I get the box. You never know.
You know, I just...
you never know.
I love the box. But, you know, what is in the box, take out of the box. You can always use the box for another wrap, for another thing, for another presentation. Or, you know, it takes time for me to throw a box away. You know, so, and then like I said, so it's about to inspire innovation, and because I'm ideas, ideation. There's always something. There's always the next thing. There's one thing, then there's the next thing. I actually literally have to hold myself to stop innovating. And then, so inspiration, innovation, and integrity.
Integrity.
So important. It's the key to unlocking your value, your pedigree. Oh, please. So many people are disconnected from pedigree. Pedigree is not something your name, your family name gave. Thank God for the family name. Somebody built it.
Yes.
But what you do with it, how you become the expression, the dignity of that name, either a father gave you, your husband gave you, or your nation has given you, your opportunity. There's a dignity, pedigree. That is the integrity. The integrity has to do with the authenticity. And too many of us form out of fear, out of being shy, out of being attitude, out of being rude. So much of the generation today are proud and rude. And it's because so much happens for them quicker than it happened in my time, because they'll be saying in our time, because that was, so, but honestly, the value of humility, I didn't say humility, I don't, because even I had to learn to move away from you. There's a dignity, there's a way in which, but God really gives grace to the humble and resists the proud in their way. And there's too much self-love. But when I talk about self-love, I'm not as self-love or I love, no, not that. Like you love, but understand, you do this with the humility. You must. Yes, the world takes advantage of humble people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yours.
It does.
I know, it's like, that guy. Yeah, I know her. I remember my daughter was somewhere and she was being introduced and someone mentioned that, that's Dayo Benjamin. Yeah, okay, that lady who talks. She said, Mommy, and I felt my daughter, because it's so easy for people to have seen me doing that, seeing it as ease and the gift of God. There's no such thing as a gift of God. It's a gift of God.
Yes.
That gives me utterance that none is able to resist or gainsay. This is not the gift of GARB. It's the gift of God.
Yes.
He puts in my mouth power. When I speak spirit. I speak life. I don't just MC.
Yes.
I communicate. I hear. God speak, direct my language, my communication by faith and the profession of it. And whatever I do, the integrity of it again, the authenticity with which to speak, will to do. So I thank God that, for me, the leadership, amen. I pray, oh God, that these three principles
will be what you pass on.
And like I said, all of it's in the God place. I don't have anything else to give except my faith in God.
All right. You've answered a lot of my questions with the short questions I've asked. That's why I came like, we answered this, but I'm going to ask you this one. If you could go back to speak to your younger self, what message would you share?
Dayo, be bolder and you're beautiful. I never believed I was beautiful. Something happened that challenged that. And that implicated certain things. My confidence, my composure. I felt people had to like me since I was ugly. Then let people just like me. Any little girl or any older woman out there who still thinks you're not beautiful. I heard someone speaking today and she said, that woman is so ugly. I'm like, how can you? She didn't understand. It was like she was throwing dirt on me. How you call somebody ugly? If you want to go to that, take another look at yourself in the mirror when you call someone ugly. And honestly, you see the reflection of what you're calling someone. Yes. You are ugly. So, what I would simply say is, be bolder. I wish I'd been bolder. And I wish, I used to be really spunky and courageous, and then like I said, some things happened, and life happened, and it happens to anyone. So my parents got separated, divorced. threw me into a space. It made me feel vulnerable. It made, all of that as a little girl at 7. And then, like you said, teachers say things, adults say things to you, and you believe them. It affects your belief. It affects the way you see yourself.
True.
So if I had anything, that's why when I talk to you, I don't. Maybe that's why youth, because I speak to them what was not spoken to me.
Yes. Yes.
I speak to them what was not spoken to me.
Yes.
And that's how I sincerely connect with the youth, with young girls, or with people who are implicated one way or another, either through a disability or through a life experience to their parents, or and something has happened to them. And I had one of in my office. If they wanted to kill me with my last birthday, they would have succeeded, because they said, people with girls with a disability were having something and everything. I said, no, I will go for that. Only to get there, it was a surprise. I said, you'd have killed me. You people that could have assassinated me today, So yes,
and then you will get you moving to the destination.
It got me there. It got me there.
That was sweet. So to the last question before we wrap up, the title here is Unstoppable. What does being unstoppable mean to you, and how can others embody the spirit of being unstoppable?
Being unstoppable is a force of nature that you find in you. It's a discovery, and when you find it, don't stop becoming the next best expression of you. So it's a force of nature. The nature is inbuilt. God actually creates in us the force of unstoppability. He actually puts it in you.
Yes.
That's why it says you can do all things through Christ. Nothing can stop you. He said, greater works even than what I've done. It's like there's this spirit at work. You say that same spirit that raised Jesus up from the dead, it's in you. So whatever's brought you down, I'm raising you up out of it. Now choose to move.
Yes.
Choose to stride, to climb. There are 3 movements. Don't walk, run, fly. Where you're weary, where you are faint, just spread your wings. Will you fly?
Yes.
So it's really a place of motion, of flight. It's being in touch with your humanity, knowing that you're human. Pinch, it hurts.
Yes, yes.
Cut, it bleeds.
Yes.
They hit you. There's a swelling. There's something. But you know what? You heal. God, that same place that cut, there are things that will make the blood clot and make the bleeding stop.
Yes.
Let God, let nature, let the force of nature, let life do that to you. If you're grieving, allow yourself to heal. You've lost a baby, you've lost your womb. There are so many babies. I've got 1,961 children, as at the last count in December, that need homes.
Wow.
Or fostering. As someone just to visit them in any one of our 95 orphanages across the FCC, or you just want a baby, we don't sell, please come, do the process, we'll do the inspections, we'll work with you, do the bonding, come and make a child laugh. So they need basic things, come and sow something, come and give something, give of your time, give of you. So what am I saying? Whatever in your life needs to get up and start going, get up and start going. Take that next step. Take that next job.
True.
Volunteer. Yes. I don't have a job. Go and volunteer.
Yes.
You can volunteer. You say, where do I start? Somebody say, where? I saw there's a question you spoke about. Where does the woman begin in community?
Yes.
How does that question when it talks about
it's
community?
It's like, it says, let's see. Of time, I think I skipped.
Because the most important community is your community. Begin from where you're at.
True.
Just begin from where you're at and move. Don't let anything hold you back. And if anything has held you back, identify what it is, unbundle that thing, and begin again. Begin from your place of fellowship, your place of followership, your place in your neighborhood, in your neighbor's house. Look around you. Start by cleaning your yard, the general yard. Go outside, clean the front of the building. Now, wow, Madam Environment, do that. Go and get some grass and plant. Put flowers. Oh, this place is looking beautiful. I remember I stayed somewhere and they said, the reason why the landlord has increased the rent.
You beautify your rent goes up.
Yeah, exactly. So the reality is,
and of course you have a very pretty garden near your house.
I love gardens.
Love gardens.
I love green. And
garden that you made.
It's everything. He says go replenish the earth, and I found that in replenishing, it makes me happy. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Whatever makes you happy will make you unstoppable.
Whatever makes you happy. See, HERcast makes me happy.
So now you're unstoppable. Amen.
No matter how they annoy me, I keep going.
Like who's the day? Certainly not in this studio, because this studio is amazing. If I tell you how long they had to wait for Auntie Dayo to make it here, and I made it.
You made it, and I was going to wait for you to make it. You're going to make it. So,
I made it.
And that's why, and this has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. I really love this conversation, and I've waited for have this conversation with you for a while, you know. So I feel that God's timing is always perfect. Amen. So I know that when this comes out, it's going to inspire women in this new year, 2025. Remember we said it's the climb. Year of the climb.
I want us to climb.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be that boost that they need to start that climb. So I'm happy you're here. Blessing. Honestly.
Thank you. And I look forward to one day hosting you on my own.
Yes.
My own podcast. My own. I mean, how long is it going to take? How many decades? But I'll get there. I'm unstoppable.
I'm unstoppable. So thank you for joining us on this empowering episode of HERcast with Dr. Chito, titled Unstoppable, How to Turn Bold Visions into Reality. Today we were inspired by the phenomenal Dr. Dayo Benjamin-Laniyi, whose journey is a shining example of breaking barriers and turning bold dreams into transformative realities. This is the year to climb, to break barriers, and to shatter the limitations we set on ourselves. On behalf of the HERcast team, I welcome you to this exciting new chapter. With every episode, we'll tackle challenges and empower you with the tools to climb higher. At HERcast, we empower women to overcome these barriers, gain knowledge, and thrive. With our tagline, Her Strength, Your Inspiration, we aim to inspire you to rise, live authentically, and embrace your greatness. Keep being audaciously, I love that word, audaciously you, unapologetically, fearlessly, and beautifully. Listen to us on your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google. Watch us on YouTube, HERcast with Dr. Chito. Follow us at HERcast Podcast and at Dr. Chito N. And catch us on Rapid TV channel 176 Startimes, Saturday 7 p.m. and Sunday 2 p.m. Until next time, I'm Dr. Chito, reminding you to live boldly, lead with heart, and keep pushing for the change you want to see. See you on the next HERcast. Peace.
And love.